Hello everybody and welcome to a new video. Now I'm going to start off by apologising. I haven't uploaded a new video for a few days. That's because my camera was not available to me at that time. It was on loan to someone, and I've only just got it back. But I've got it back now, so that's what's important. Now today we're going to be looking at Bloodywood. I've covered them several times before. I know I've mentioned before I have a deep admiration for this band, for everything that they stand for. All of the original tracks that they've released have always had a really strong, powerful and deep meaning behind them, and they do a lot of work for charities and stuff like that. I really respect these guys. I really appreciate what they're doing, and from what I understand about this track that I'm about to look at, there's a bit of an explanation here. I'll get to that in a second. They're carrying on with the very same trend. Now, a couple of days ago, Bloodywood released a track called Yaad. I've probably pronounced it horribly wrong, and I do apologise. And when I actually read the explanation for this track, it actually seemed very, very appropriate. In the way that it applied to me in a specific kind of way, and I'll get to that in a moment. Now, the explanation we have here is Yaad is Hindi for remember or in memory, and is about the power of accepting the loss of a loved one and moving on. The lyrics celebrate the permanent impact they have on us, reiterating the belief that we carry them in our best memories, no matter how far apart we may be. So the song is about remembering someone, whether it be a friend or family member or even a pet, a beloved animal or something like that has died, and coming to terms with the fact that they are gone, but as long as you keep them in your memory, as long as you remember them fondly, they're always going to be with you. They're always going to be a part of you. And that seems very appropriate because some of you may know, about a week ago I did a video where I covered an Opeth track, and I spoke about the fact that a very dear friend of mine recently took her own life, and that was incredibly devastating for me, because she was a wonderful friend, and it was very sudden and very, very unexpected, and I took it quite hard. So this seemed quite appropriate now, because even now when I see like pictures of her up on Facebook, it's only been a week, I know, but seeing photos of her up on Facebook and stuff like that, it still hits me quite hard and really sort of tears at my heart. It's very upsetting. Now, as I understand it though, this song was actually written when one of the band members lost a beloved pet dog, I believe it was. I can't be absolutely sure if that's the exact thing behind it, but I'm sure I read that somewhere. And as I mentioned before, they do a lot of work with charity, and it carries on with this song. There's a little bit of extra information here. It says, in spirit of the message of this track, Bloodywood has partnered with the Posh Foundation, which is a non-government, not-for-profit animal shelter and rescue organisation, and using the profits made on the very successful debut tour of Europe named Rage Against the Machine in 2019, they purchased an animal ambulance for the organisation. So, using the money they made from their European tour last year, they've bought and donated an animal ambulance to this foundation, which is just an amazing thing to do. These guys are so selfless. The messages they put across are so important, so strong and so powerful. It's amazing. And it says here, the van will potentially help to save the lives of 27,000 homeless animals in the national capital region of India over the next 5 years. So, they're carrying on with this amazing, selfless acts that they've been providing, putting forward through all of their videos. At the end of one of them, they were talking about they were giving away, I think it was 50 one-on-one counselling sessions for people who suffered with like depression or mental illnesses. In another video, they were talking about bullying and stuff like that. All of the messages they put across in their songs are so important. But anyway, I've been waffling on for 5 minutes. We're going to jump to the song now. I've got some lyrics up here, thankfully. And we'll see what this song is all about. And I'm sure it's going to be another great one, but we'll see. So this is Yaad by Bloodywood. Let's have a look.
To feel lost, yeah, I feel that now more than ever. You're never gonna be lost. Your fire burns beneath the frost. An empire built between my thoughts, crisscross across the line that can't be crossed. A million memories and this melody singing to me. Smile, this is the way it's meant to be. Yet to be drawn of a child of the night, but I fight for the dawn. On and on in the way, singing we may be gone, but what we have will always stay.
Hi guys, this is Karan. I want to thank you for watching this video. Yaad, which is Hindi for in memory or remember, is a song about overcoming the loss of a loved one. As a dog owner or a pet owner, it's a certainty that at some point of time in your life, you will be faced with the loss of your pet. Along with that loss is accompanied a lot of emotional trauma, but also a huge sense of guilt, where you'll find yourself asking whether you did the right thing, whether what you did was enough, whether you could have done something differently. And if you're going through something like this, through this song we want to let you know that even though there's a void that they leave behind when they go, they also leave you with a gift. That very rare, exceptional gift is knowing and experiencing unconditional love and forgiveness. And we want to tell you that the only way to honor their time in our lives is by imbibing those values within you and giving back as much as you can. Okay, now don't skip this video. There's something really important I want to talk to you about. India has a huge homeless animals population. Literally everywhere you look, you'll find homeless dogs on every street and every corner. They end up suffering road accidents, extreme starvation, diseases, and unfortunately a lot of human brutality. There's not much that's been done in terms of animal welfare, so it's up to us to do as much as we can. Now amongst us live heroes who really champion this purpose. They're basically not-for-profit, non-government organizations that are run by animal lovers. And one of those organizations is the Posh Foundation, where we are at today. Posh Foundation deals with rescue, rehabilitation, adoption and animal birth control of these homeless animals. Very recently, the van that they used to rescue these animals broke down due to overuse and became completely unusable. So from the money that we made on Raj Against the Machine tour last year and through Patreon, we funded this new van to the Posh Foundation. Now this van, which they'll be using as their new ambulance, will take a total of 10 to 15 calls each day. And it's going to run for at least 5 years. So that's a total of 27,000 animals potentially saved. That's a huge number. It's by far the purchase that we're most proud of. We want to thank our patrons for sticking around with us and making it possible for us to do this. And that's it from us. If you like the video, if you like what we do, please share this video. It really helps us go a long way. And if you really want to support us, the best way to do that would be through Patreon. You can head over to patreon.com and donate any monthly amount that you see fit. And join the amazing family that makes all of this possible. So we'll see you very soon with the upcoming documentary and the next song. Until next time, we love you all. Thanks once again for watching till the end of the video. We'll see you next time. Bye bye.
We're behind the scenes. Behind the scenes, behind the scenes, behind the scenes.
And I'm expecting any day today.
Can I be the godfather?
Yes, you
Or am I the father?
are.
Sahil, 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 oh Sahil.
इसके अंदर बिजली लग गई।
ओ कैसे बिजली लग गई?
अंदर कमल पहना हुआ ना।
अरे यार मैं घर वालों को भेजते वीडियो अंडों में बिजली लग गई। मजा आ गया? नहीं भाई। शॉर्ट हो गए। जल्दी 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 बस 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 हो गया हो गया
Yeah, catch.
Behind the gift. And that
Okay. What was that? The white dog did that?
they don't like each other.
No.
हेलो भैया
Asking permission, share permission.
ना हेलो भैया ये तो मैं पहली बार देख रहा हूँ
Permission in India.
So you think you're metal? Are you this metal?
Fucking do it.
So there you go. There's a bit of a long outro to that track, but you know what he was saying at the end of the track is very, very important. You know, taking care of these animals and trying to raise awareness and helping a non-profit charity. It's what, like I said at the beginning of the video, what these people do is absolutely amazing. They've every song I've heard from them, all their original songs, have had such strong, deep, impactful meanings, and this one is no different. Now, the song obviously is more referring to the loss of maybe a dog or cat, or a pet of some kind, but it does also, in its own way, apply to the loss of a friend, family member, a loved one. Now, obviously, it did have subtitles throughout the track, but I'd still like to go through the lyrics here. It says, "Do you remember when I said I would love you forever, and you thought it would only last as long as we were together? Thought the past in the past, lost, but it made me better. Had to feel love to feel lost, yeah, feel that now more than ever. You're not going to be lost, your fire burns beneath the frost, an empire built between my thoughts, crisscross across the line that can't be crossed. A million memories in this melody singing to me, smile, this is the way it's meant to be." So, just those couple of opening lines there. And it says, "Do you remember when I said I would love you forever and you thought it would only last as long as we were together?" He's basically saying, I said I would love you forever, and I mean that. I'm going to love you beyond life. As soon as you're gone, I'm not going to forget you. I'm not going to go, that's gone. I don't have to worry about it anymore. When I said I'm going to love you forever, I meant forever, for as long as I live, not for as long as you are in my life. So it's an amazing sentiment straight out of the gate. Then it went into a bit in Hindi, as usual. I'm not going to try and pronounce any of this because I don't want to offend anybody and I don't want to make an absolute mess of it. But there is an English translation here. It says, "On a path riddled with 1,000 thorns, you were my only companion. With every breath, with every smile, with every sound of the beating heart, your undying fire burns even brighter. In my memories, in the words I speak, you live on." I mean, they write such powerful and impactful songs. It's unreal. I mean, on the path riddled with 1,000 thorns, you were my only companion. It's like through all the difficult times in my life, you were always there when I needed you. You were always by my side. You were the one person I could truly count on. And, with every breath, with every smile, with every sound of the beating heart, your undying fire burns brighter. So with as long as my heart beats, as long as I still breathe, your memory is going to be there, burning fresh in my mind every single day. You're not going anywhere. You're always a part of me, no matter what has happened. And there's another line, another couple of lines. "Within the unconditional love in your eyes, I found myself." So it's like having you in my life made me realise who I am. It made I discovered more about myself for having known you, for having you in my life. And it goes, "I see you're coming as a gift, not your leaving as a curse. Even though it hurts, it makes me feel like I'm one with the universe. Steady and more than ready to ride. You're the angel and my guide, a part of the spark and the power inside. So I go on the attack and I'm gone. Lil look back for bit, but I'm still moving on. To a story on a canvas yet to be drawn, of a child of the night, but I fight for the dawn. On and on, and on and on, and away, singing we may be gone, but what we have will always stay." So, I see you're coming as a gift, not you're leaving as a curse. So it's like, I see the fact that you were part of my life as, a great thing. I don't hate the fact, I hate the fact that you've gone, but I don't class it as like a curse or something like that. My life is better for having had you in it rather than never having had you there at all. I would rather have had you in my life than have never known you at all. So that even though it still hurts, it makes me feel like I'm one with the universe. So even though you're no longer here, even though I've lost you, there's still something about me. It sort of not so much makes me feel complete, but it makes me feel like a whole person. It makes me feel fulfilled in a way for having known you. So And there's an actual line, a couple of lines here that I really like. But I'm still moving on to a story on a canvas yet to be drawn, of a child of the night, but I fight for the dawn. On and on and on and on and away, singing we may be gone, but what we have will always stay. So it's like, even though you've gone, you know, I've still got my future ahead of me. It's unknown, but I've still got my future ahead of me, and even as I carry on, what we had, you know, I might have lost you, you might not be following me on this journey, in like a physical sense, but that friendship that we had, you know, that partnership, you know, that's going to stick with me forever, you know, and that's going to follow me wherever I go. It's a big part of my life now. And then it goes back into the Hindi part. With every breath, with every smile, with every sound of the beating heart, your undying fire burns ever brighter. In my memories, in the words I speak, you live on. With the unconditional love in your eyes, I found myself. And then it goes to an early, a much earlier part where it says, on a path riddled with 1,000 thorns, you were my only companion. Which I still really like. I really love those lines. You know, the way they write these songs has got such power and such impact behind the lyrics. It's unbelievable. Then it goes back to the opening lines. Do you remember when I said I would love you forever and you thought it would only last for as long as we were together? And that gets repeated twice. Then it goes back into that Hindi bit again. With every breath I still believe. Even in shoreless seas, you're here with me. So it's actually different, but it's another bit in Hindi. And then it goes to the other bit. With every breath, with every smile, with every sound of the beating heart, your undying fire burns ever brighter. In my memories, in the words I speak, you live on. Within the unconditional love in your eyes, I found myself. So, and then the song sort of ended there. And it is a truly phenomenal piece of music. It's a beautiful song, very, very powerful. Musically, it was beautiful but heavy. I think that's actually the longest of their tracks as well. I'm not sure. You know, I really can't wait for them to actually release a full album of their original music, because so far I only know of 4, maybe 5 tracks of theirs that are like originally theirs, because they used to do covers and stuff like that. But I really can't wait to hear a full album of their original music, because I would buy that thing in a second, you know, without even thinking about it. I would buy that thing in a heartbeat, because, you know, what they stand for and what they do, I respect them so much. They are fantastic people, you know, and, you know, the music is fantastic. You know, the messages they put across are unbelievable. And, you know, the work that they do to help people that are struggling, suffering, etc., you know, it's something really to be commended. They are fantastic people. Massive amount of respect to them. I can't really think of much else to say about that. So I'll leave that as it is. If anybody would like to suggest a track for me to react to, then please do so by all means. You can drop a comment in the comment section below, or message me on my Facebook or my Instagram, or even message me through my Patreon, where you could also help to support this channel, help me create future content, maybe even improve the quality of the future content. There is also an option on Patreon where you can get your suggestion jumped to the front of the queue, should you desire to do so. There are a couple of provisos that go along with that, to make it fair to other people who suggest tracks through regular means. And if you do suggest a track through those regular means, through Facebook, Instagram, etc., it might take me a while to get around to your suggestion, since I get suggested so many tracks every single day that my list grows faster than I can record the videos. But I do write down every suggestion I get, so it will get done eventually. It's just going to take me a while to get around to it, I'm afraid. Also, Metalhead Reacts is a proud supporter of the Sophie Lancaster Foundation, a British-based charity whose main goal is to put an end to hate crimes, mainly those aimed towards the people of the alternative culture. And it's something that I believe in very, very strongly, something I am very, very passionate about, because it's something I've had to deal with for most of my life, and it's something that gets widely ignored. You know, it's a real problem that's been it's been going on for years, probably since before I was even born, that people of the alternative culture, people who listen to alternative music, are getting violently attacked purely for that fact, purely for the fact that they listen to alternative music. You know, and we're not just talking about you know, the odd insult, you know, the odd sort of shoulder barge or stuff like that. I'm talking about, you know, serious, brutal attacks. You know, people getting brutally beaten, sometimes hospitalized, you know, with broken bones, sometimes invasive injuries like being stabbed, etc. You know, these are real things that are happening, and it is widely getting ignored. Nothing is getting said about it, and nothing is getting done, and that needs to change. Because, you know, the last time there was any widespread media coverage of something like this happening was about 12 to 13 years ago, when Sophie Lancaster and her boyfriend Rob Maltby were violently attacked by a group of 5 or 6 people. And they were brutally attacked, beaten, punched, kicked, and they had their heads stamped on. They were so violently beaten that they both ended up in comas. Now, Rob Maltby, he did thankfully survive. He was in a coma for around about a week, maybe a little bit longer, I can't remember exactly how long. But Sophie Lancaster was in a coma for 13 days before she succumbed to her injuries, and she died. You know, this young girl, 20-year-old girl, I think she was 20, 21, she was brutally beaten and basically murdered purely for the fact that she listened to alternative music. And that was the last time anything was said about this. You know, that was 12, 13 years ago. And that was the last time anything was ever said about this. But I guarantee you, in those 12 or 13 years since that happened, hundreds, if not thousands of people from the alternative community have been attacked in a similar fashion, but nothing has been said, purely for the fact that nobody's died, and that is absolutely disgusting. It shouldn't take someone's death for this to get spoken about. Because, I mean, every single day we hear about all these other kinds of hate crimes. Sexism, racism, homophobia, transphobia, religious hatred, ableism. You know, we hear about these every single day. From the most heinous and violent of these crimes, where someone is brutally murdered because of the colour of their skin, or their religious beliefs, or what have you, down to the most petty of these little things, where entitled Karen is phoning the police because a family of colour are having a picnic in a public park. You know, we hear about these every single day, but we never hear anything about these people that are getting brutally attacked on a daily basis because of their taste in music. And people have argued with me that this isn't a hate crime. It is. It's the very definition of a hate crime. If someone is getting attacked because someone hates something about them, whether it be their religion, the colour of their skin, their sexual identity, or their taste in music, if they're being attacked for that reason, that by definition is a hate crime. And something needs to be done, because people are getting severely hurt, and we shouldn't have to wait for someone else to die before it gets addressed. And this is what the Sophie Lancaster Foundation is all about. You know, they want to bring more attention to the fact that this is happening. They don't want to see another family go through what they went through when they had to watch their daughter die over the course of 2 weeks. You know, they want to stop what happened to Sophie from ever happening again. It should never have happened in the first place. But we most certainly cannot let it happen again. And it's vitally important that something gets done. We can't let this go unchallenged anymore, because these people are literally just getting away with these crimes because nobody cares. Nobody wants to do anything about it, and that is unacceptable. Something needs to be done. So if you'd like to find out more about the Sophie Lancaster Foundation, there is a link to their website in the description below. You can go over there, find out what they're working on at the moment, find out what their main goal is, because they can explain it a lot better than I can. And if you can help them out in any small way, obviously don't feel obliged to do so, but if you can help them out in any small way, whether it's like a small donation through their website or something as simple as one of these Sophie wristbands off their web store, you know, the smallest amount can make the biggest difference. And the sooner we bring more attention to the fact that this is happening, the sooner we can help to stamp out prejudice, hatred, and intolerance everywhere. But I'm going to leave that as it is for the time being. Thank you all very, very much for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.